Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the price of Ethereum has met my exact price target out of this bull flag that we've been talking about for a few days now. But more importantly, Ethereum just got one rejection from the all-time high level, but we are fastly approaching the all-time high again. And currently, I still have my Ethereum long position open, regardless of this huge liquidity crisis that just happened across some exchanges. This video is going to be an important one to watch all the way to the end so that you're not missing out on any of this valuable information. And just before we jump into it, make sure you drop a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. But anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's get straight to what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Ethereum to US dollar chart on the 4-hour time frame. And yeah, straight away, what we can see here is we have now met the technical price target out of this bull flag pattern that we've been talking about for a few days now. And I'll let you guys know yesterday that we were in the middle of this breakout to the upside and we were testing the $4,000 level back when I was filming yesterday's Ethereum update video. And so obviously Ethereum has now seen a strong break above 4,000, which is now just zooming out on the daily time frame. This has now made a brand new higher high on the daily chart. This is something that we've all been waiting for, all of us Ethereum holders, because Bitcoin for quite some time has now already broken above that previous high, because on the Bitcoin chart, that previous high was at around 53,000. But only just yesterday, Ethereum finally made it into a new higher high on the daily chart. And I'll let you guys know, the moment we get above 4,000, this previous high just here, then we're going to pretty quickly make it up towards the all-time high, and that will be the final level of resistance before a new all-time high, obviously. And Ethereum has done exactly that. The moment we broke out of this bull flag and above 4,000 as expected, Ethereum continued to explode straight to the exact all-time high where we found the next point of resistance as expected. And by the way, the all-time high for Ethereum, at least on the Coinbase chart right now, is coming in at exactly $4,384. But obviously that differs across different exchanges. And right now, at least on the Coinbase chart, Ethereum has made it up to $4,375 as the highest point, at least at the time of filming this video. So we basically came right up to the all-time high, but we haven't officially broken into a new all-time high. On some exchanges, we did break above the Ethereum all-time high with the top of this recent wick. For example, here on the Bybit chart, the previous all-time high was 4,383, and we've just reached 4,387. But on the majority of exchanges out there, Ethereum has still not broken above the all-time high just yet, but we are getting very close. Despite that huge liquidity crisis on some exchanges, for example, here is the Bitstamp chart, and what we have here is actually a crash down towards around 3.8K, but that is not even the worst. Going over to the Binance US chart, this is where quite literally it all went down, and as you can see here, Ethereum actually fell down towards 2.8K within a matter of seconds and then straight back up. So from the top of that wick down to the bottom of that wick, you're talking about a 34% crash in about 1 to 2 seconds. And then from the bottom of that wick back up to where we closed that candle, you're talking around a 46% pump in just a couple seconds. And clearly this is not normal price action. This only happened on the Binance US exchange. And while we're talking about this topic, I'll quickly mention the Bitcoin chart on the Binance US exchange, because Bitcoin actually fell from around 65,000 down to $8,000 within a couple seconds, and then straight back up to 65,000. So that crash for Bitcoin was actually around an 87% crash in a couple seconds. And then from the bottom of that wick back up here, that was around a 700% pump in just a couple seconds. And once again, all of that happens just on the Binance US exchange. That obviously did not happen across the entire market. So because of that reason, it's most likely that this was caused by some sort of liquidity issue on the Binance US exchange, which basically means that there could have been low volume or very thin order books, especially buy orders to the downside. And then that makes it very easy for a whale to come onto the exchange and sell a massive amount of Bitcoin or Ethereum, for example, which will knock out all of those buy orders to the downside if they've got enough Bitcoin or Ethereum to sell. And once again, if the exchange that they're targeting has thin order books, then that can give us an outcome just like this. And also when it gets to this sort of scale, the price would be triggering stop losses all the way down, which would be adding to the sell pressure. But considering the fact that right now the market currently determines a fair price of Bitcoin at around $65,000 and a fair price of Ethereum at $4,200, the price only stayed down at those sort of levels for a couple seconds before shooting right back up. Because once again, this is not natural price action. This is either price manipulation or simply an exchange with very low liquidity. And now going back to the Ethereum to US dollar chart on the 4-hour time frame, this is the Bybit exchange, the Bybit chart. And what you'll notice here is absolutely no wick to the downside, no crazy wick to the downside. So I was able to stay in my Ethereum long position that I entered yesterday yesterday when we were seeing that breakout. And as you can see right now, I'm in about 90 to 100% profit. So I've nearly doubled my money since yesterday. And a big congrats to anyone else that also took that huge breakout trade. And if anything, that huge liquidity crisis should be another reason why we should be checking out Bybit if you do want to trade, that is. Obviously, trading isn't for beginners anyway, but for anyone that is interested in trading, without being biased or anything, quite honestly, Bybit is one of the better exchanges out there, because during a liquidity event like what we saw on the Binance exchange, that is absolutely the last thing we want to see when we're in a trade. So the fact that Bybit was not affected by that one bit proves that it is one of the best exchanges out there when it comes to trading Bitcoin and Ethereum. And by the way, if you want to check out Bybit, I actually have a link in the description down below, and it comes at a good time because right now Bybit does actually have a pretty big bonus going on. And to everyone else, that bonus is a $3,000 bonus, but only if you're using my link in the description down below. You can actually get up to $3,500 worth of bonuses. And so if you like giveaways, make sure you're checking that out in the first link in the description. And another super bullish thing that has just happened over the past day pretty much is the fact that Ethereum has just broken to the upside out of this huge cup and handle pattern. We've officially seen a daily candle close outside of this pattern, and that daily candle close that we saw yesterday was also above that $4,000 high. All we're waiting on now is perhaps a little bit more volume coming in here for Ethereum to help back up this move. And if we can see that, then that would provide extra confirmation. And just to give you guys an idea of where we could be heading, the price target for this pattern is coming in at $6,200 per Ethereum. But before we can look at that price target, don't forget about the all-time high level, because that is still a little bit of short-term resistance. Then that is when I would expect Ethereum to really start picking up. The inverse head and shoulders pattern that I've been talking about over the past 2 weeks, which by the way, the price target is coming in at around 4.7K. So that's actually the initial price target to the upside after we can get above the all-time high at around 4,400. And now what would happen if we do end up seeing a bit more of a continued rejection from the all-time high? Well, ideally, in order to remain really bullish for Ethereum, even after a rejection, we would need to hold above that $4,000 level, which was previous resistance, now acting as support. And for as long as we're above 4,000, we're looking really good for Ethereum. Anything lower than 4,000, then around 3.7 to 3.8 thousand is huge support. But honestly, I wouldn't be targeting those levels unless we actually see a severe rejection from the all-time high, which we have not seen just yet. We've only seen just a small rejection from the all-time high. So if you're asking me whether I'm more bullish or bearish right now for Ethereum on this trend that we are in, I am obviously leaning more bullish, as we have just broken above huge resistance and we've got all of these bullish patterns playing out right now. Now, that's not saying that we can't have small pullbacks along the way. Obviously, small pullbacks are to be expected, but in terms of the trend, we're clearly in an uptrend. And I'll just really quickly update you guys on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Right now, we are seeing a huge pump to the upside after seeing 2 back-to-back bullish divergences on the chart. We had this first bullish divergence, which we were actually expecting this move to the upside, or at least some sort of sideways consolidation, basically reduced selling pressure. And then we came back down to form a slightly lower low. And in that case, we formed yet another bullish divergence, which is now heading into another massive pump for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. But keep in mind, we haven't confirmed a trend reversal to the upside just yet. So it's still a possibility that we could experience a little bit more bearish price action, especially if Bitcoin continues to pump to the upside into new all-time highs. Then Ethereum could take the backseat just in the short term. But while the crypto market is in a bull market, in this longer term trend on the daily time frame, I'm sure you can clearly see what direction Ethereum versus Bitcoin is heading. So any sort of bearish price action in the short term, like all of these other times, I'll be using these as buying opportunities as we are right now. But of course, that's not financial advice. That's just giving you guys a look at my Ethereum strategy. And don't forget, if you want extra real-time updates throughout the day, make sure you're following me over on my Twitter, and the link to my official Twitter is in the description down below for all of these extra updates. And if you enjoyed the video or got something valuable out of it, make sure to drop a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe with notifications turned on so that you're not missing out on any of these future updates. And considering the huge opportunity that we are in right now, there's never been a better time to share these videos around with your friends and family to get everyone involved in this massive opportunity. And before clicking off this video, make sure you're checking out one of these uploads if you haven't already. I've got a Bybit tutorial video showing you how I trade crypto, and I've got a passive income video showing you how to earn passive income every single day with no work required in crypto. But anyway, that's really everything I have to say for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.